Game 1 to the Knicks. Pacers hung in there, but some great defense down the stretch from OG Anunoby. Had a couple of steals, converted that one into a coast-to-coast. And then with the game tied at 1:15 all, 40 seconds to go, Donte DiVincenzo, key three of the ball game. And the Knicks get 43 from Jalen Brunson, 21 in the fourth quarter, and they win Game 1, 121-117. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito along with Alan Hahn and Wally Zerbiak. We may be in for another treat of a series if this is how it's going to be every night. Donte DiVincenzo had the huge three with 40 seconds to go, and he is standing by now across the street from the Lexus Gameside studio. Donte, thank you so much for joining us. Congrats on the win. Tell us about that sequence. You had a huge second half with 21 points. 1:15 all, 40 seconds to go. Brunson sets you up, and he hit the three. Take us through the play.
Yeah, there's just so much attention on JB. He makes the right play every single time. Has trust in his teammates, and I'm just being aggressive, letting it fly. So they told me to shoot it whenever I'm open, and that's exactly what I did.
Hey, Donte, you guys play this season for home court advantage. What was the building like at the start of this game and at the end of this game, and how much of an advantage is that when you're trying to close out a game?
It's huge. I think we went down 9 with like 8 or 9 minutes left in the fourth, and you could hear the crowd start to get into it, and we feed off of that. When we started to make our run, we started to get stops and pushing the ball, and that's what really got us going.
Donte, this Indiana team has a completely different feel than the 76ers. What is the difference with the way they play?
They play fast. They're still physical, but, makes and misses, they're pushing up the floor. They have bigs that pop, but, we're staying true to our identity no matter who we play.
All right, Donte, hey, congrats on the shot. Congrats on your play. Congrats on the win. We'll talk to you. Game 2
Thank you, guys.
with the Knicks
Well done,
up 1-0. We got Game 2 coming your way Wednesday. Game's at 8, pregame 7:30, and it's an hour-long post-game show after every game the Knicks play in the postseason. Also, by the way, DiVincenzo drawing that foul on Turner with the moving screen.
I should have asked him about that now. I don't want to think about what to ask him, but you're right, because to run the thing that he did there, which is what coaches want you to do, which is muscle memory when you play like the Knicks do, is to power through a screen like that. Make sure a guy like Miles Turner knows, I got to set this thing hard because this player's going to come through hard. And he moved just enough, flinched just enough, Wally, to get that call. You have that one, you have the kickball, all the different things that go down late in a game. And that's how you close out a game, and obviously the free throws are big as well.
My first thought is instant replay and challenging is very important to the NBA. And
Get it right.
They should consider adding more because you have to get these calls right. If they don't get that blatant call off Nembhard's foot, this game might not have finished.
That's a great point. No, it's a great point.
You need your challenges. You have to save your challenges for key moments. And I think the NBA should look into maybe implementing more challenges. Secondly, the crowd was outstanding. Jalen Brunson is in a focus level that I have not seen too many people in. In crunch time, he makes every shot. He doesn't even come close to hitting the rim. And he can score on this team whenever he wants on any of their top defenders.
All right, let's just fourth straight game with at least 40, and the one game prior he had 39. So that's what we're looking at right now.
He'll be mad that he missed a free throw. That would have given him 40. But yeah, but that's what it took. It took him to be the closer, and that's what he's become. But as Donte DiVincenzo told you, they were down 9 in that fourth quarter. The building, though, being home, it just keeps you going and keeps you fighting. His fast break three-pointer. Wally Ball, and he knocks that one down. DiVincenzo had a slow start to this game, but a huge third quarter.
This was the dunk of the playoffs.
Goodness.
Up 3, Pacers up 3, Nesmith just rising and finishing.
Look at this finish. Speaking of finishes, Josh Hart was phenomenal in this game. Almost had a triple-double, 24, 13, and 8. And then this extra rebound here. Rebounding a big story.
That's a huge mistake if you're an Indiana Pacers team. You can't give up a rebound off a free throw for a bucket, then a big turnover. Halliburton just gets out of the way.
Knicks up 5.
OG with that big dunk. Knicks taking up the lead, up 4, but the Pacers didn't go away.
And man,
turn the ball over, they're going to score quick.
Right? Like they turn those turnovers into points fast. Turnovers a bit of an issue for the Knicks in this game.
Tie game. And that's the big shot. Tie game. Brunson baited the defense, got it out to Devo. Quick release, 3-point lead now. And here comes Halliburton.
There's the foul.
And that's a tie game. It's a 1-point game at that point. And DiVincenzo draws the offensive foul. Turner's been doing that a lot during the game. The referees are going to have to keep an eye on that. there's the summary. A well-played. Both teams shoot over 50% from the field. Just an outstanding NBA basketball.
Rebounding a huge part of this story. In the first half, the Knicks were getting beat on the boards. The Pacers were making that an effort. Josh Hart turned that around in the second half, and the Knicks took then the advantage.
What about the bench points, Alan? You were flipping out about those.
Well, that was a big part of the story,
It's a big
too.
part.
It's interesting to point out
that from you for the next 2 days.
But Wally's making a good point about that because the reserves are in there. That
don't
takes
finish
away
the game.
That takes away from the starters' minutes
Right.
for the Pacers.
Yeah,
right.
That's what you got to keep in mind, right?
Yeah, and the most important part is that sometimes first of all, great road game from the Pacers. Let's be honest. I mean, a
Absolutely.
great
Locked
road game
in.
for them.
Locked in
a playoff
Yes.
situation. But their bench came in ready to play. Isaiah Jackson's energy was phenomenal. Obviously, TJ McConnell. Get ready, Knicks fans, to hate him.
And Obi was really good, too.
Obi was outstanding.
He's a pest. Obi was good. But that's the difference, is that what you don't want is a bench to come in, and now they're taking what is a lead and turning it into a bigger lead, and now you're chasing. You need your bench to stabilize, especially at home. That didn't happen here. But as you mentioned, and we were seeing it, the Knicks starters were outplaying the Pacers starters.
Yes.
And in the end of the game, Rick Carlisle could have gone to TJ McConnell, who was killing it in this game.
I'm surprised he didn't.
But he brought Halliburton back in, who did not play well, and that a little factor there certainly as well.
I'm surprised.
And you got the closer in Brunson. We just call him the closer.
The best player on the floor.
Mariano Rivera in the building.
You can say whatever you want about the bench disparity, whatever. When you got Brunson to close here, we're seeing it now night after night. Again, 21, Allen, of his 43 came in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it's
21 of 43.
21 points in the fourth quarter.
Say that again.
I know.
21 in the fourth.
Like, are we taking this for granted? Have we seen this? I mean, we got to pay this off. What he's doing here.
I'm telling you right now. I mentioned it in the pregame.
Legendary stuff.
His footwork is great. It's all in the paint. But I'm telling you right now, when people say, "What is this like?" This is Allen Iverson 2001. This is what he did.
Way
in
higher
2001.
percentage shooting, please. Allen Iverson didn't sniff 50%. Jalen Brunson is 50, 40, 90, sniffing it every single night.
But I'm talking
he
about
takes high percentage shots.
When you take a
Allen
team,
Iverson took volume shots to get his points.
To the finals.
Jalen Brunson gets his points with efficiency.
Okay, you're being way too literal. The point is, you got a guard who's unguardable. And what he's able to do in beating his man one-on-one and get points and be a clutch finisher, that you don't normally see that out of a guard who's 6'2". And you're seeing it in Jalen Brunson.
I don't see Allen Iverson's name on that one.
No, not that one, no. But he did through 22 games.
It's all good. Allen Iverson was great. Jalen Brunson's playing better. I'm telling you, this run he is on, what he is doing with the efficiency that he is doing it.
Yep.
I've never seen anything like it. It's just unbelievable.
And
14 to 26.
Yeah, and 14 for 14 from the line.
Yeah, well, that's big, too. The free throws, which you know is personal for him, that's also very important. The Villanova guys, too. I mean, Josh Hart turning it up in the second half, and the performance, I thought that he got the toughness aspect that needed to be there on the boards.
Yeah,
and then
those
Donte
three were
DiVincenzo's third quarter. I mean, that was huge,
He had
too.
15 in the third quarter.
Huge. The Knicks scoring.
Well, the Pacers are going to let you get into an offensive rhythm. They're going to let you score. You know, the Philadelphia 76ers, they slow the pace down. They muck it up switching defenses. But when you run like the Pacers, I always used to remember when I played teams that ran like the Phoenix Suns, they're going to challenge you to hit open shots. And you have to step up and match their shot-making ability because this Pacer team is shot makers. They are high percentage shooters. And the Knicks have shot makers too. And if you let them get into rhythm and you let Donte DiVincenzo second in the NBA in three-pointers made behind Steph Curry, he's not missing when he's in this type of game. And as a result, the Knicks took big advantage of that.
Now, we talked a lot about pace. Knicks actually had 20 fast break points to the Pacers' 18. That's not always a relevant scenario because the Pacers get the ball up so quickly in the shot clock. But the Knicks did play fast at times.